Right now, we have an absolute abundance of highly specialized AI intelligences at our fingertips, but they all operate in complete isolation from one another. A single project inevitably gets scattered everywhere. A breakthrough happens in Claude, the implementation lives in Codex, and the research synthesis ends up buried in Gemini. Days later, trying to track down those artifacts becomes exhausting. Simply finding a local folder or an old chat history turns into a massive, tedious project of its own. This friction prompted a simple, mundane question. Was it worth keeping a paid subscription to an AI tool called Cursor? But instead of a standard test, that question became a radical mandate. Look at this diagram showing multiple isolated data pillars. Cursor was tasked with building a horizontal memory layer across all of them, a system designed to track exactly what happened and where it occurred. We finally realized that the primary bottleneck in our workflow is no longer a shortage of artificial intelligence. It is a complete absence of digital continuity. To fix this, we built the Personal Activity Ledger, or PAL. It relies on a central database archive connected to a persistent, always-on server acting as a routing board. When we first ran the system against a local computer, the dashboard immediately flagged 3 specific items as needing attention. A highlighted cluster of data points in uncharted space exposes a logic flaw. 3 alerts are meaningless without knowing the total file count. Now, the space resolves into a finite grid. This is the denominator, the absolute reconnaissance of all active and archived folders. Monitoring a set of known projects is easy. The real challenge is the foundational step of actually discovering the entirely uncharted territory of your digital workspace. An intelligent system cannot honestly claim to track your work until it has successfully mapped the absolute boundaries of your environment. Once the boundaries are mapped, you need permanent naming conventions. Relying on vague human memory and search terms has to be replaced by absolute digital coordinates. This digital index card displays exactly that, a prominent 6-character alphanumeric identifier, or short ID, permanently assigned to every single piece of recorded work. Drop that ID into a notebook, a chat app, or an AI prompt, and permanently summon that specific object, without ever losing the context. A data packet splits into 2 distinct channels. One side shifts rapidly, illustrating machine-generated metadata updating its summaries. The other side remains rigidly locked. When the shifting channel attempts to cross over, a red barrier rejects modifications, protecting user-generated notes from being overwritten. For a memory system to earn your trust, your human context must survive completely independent of the machine's shifting interpretations. This stability becomes crucial when you unleash autonomous agents to perform actual labor over long durations, introducing a serious risk of silent failures. Look at this timeline chart, separating a continuous progression line from a stalled red waiting period. It shows the necessity of agent progress telemetry, specifically tracking active working time versus time spent completely blocked. This telemetry escapes the server and travels directly into the physical world through mobile push notifications on your phone. We designed these specific notifications differently. They aren't standard alarms demanding your attention. They are direct continuation paths. Tapping the alert instantly bypasses search bars and menus. It deep links you precisely into the originating AI conversation or the specific document where the agent paused. Creating this unbroken chain from the server to your pocket permanently eliminates the friction of trying to remember exactly where an autonomous agent left off. This node network visualizes the fully assembled state of the Personal Activity Ledger. The previously isolated clusters of your digital workspace are now perfectly connected by glowing, intersecting pathways. The disparate AI tools have not been merged. They remain specialized and fiercely independent, but their outputs are finally universally navigable. The standard industry reflex assumes that users must eventually choose one supreme, consolidated AI to handle all of their tasks. Trying to consolidate intelligence is the wrong approach entirely. Different systems will inherently remain better at different types of work. The true advantage in the AI age is not consolidating our intelligences, but consolidating our continuity. If we start moving AIs through our projects, rather than moving projects between our AIs, the work will actually survive the journey.